All right. Hello, and welcome to VYTALCast number 67, here with Bree from Fandom Reactions.
Hello.
OBS was fighting us, so that was fun. Yeah. Man, also, thank you, chat, so much for, being here early to the stream, because that always gets me a little excited to see people getting ready when I'm ready, or when I'm getting ready, because I wasn't ready, because, yeah. Alright. Hannah Ray saying she did a countdown and say locked and loaded.
Yes.
Alright, so where do you want to start for this week?
I really want to talk about RWBY.
Well, yeah, we'd be talking about RWBY. I know you caught me up, or you caught up last night. Which episodes did you watch last night?
I finally watched the last episode. I don't know, because I don't... am I allowed to say, the episode? Because I don't know, how many people have first or don't have first.
I mean, we pretty much talk about the newest episode today anyways.
Oh, okay, then yes, I can talk about that episode.
Yeah. I'm we're going to be talking about the newest chapter. The only chapter we can't talk about is chapter 12, because that's not out yet.
Yeah, it's out tomorrow.
Yeah. John Ronald.
I just didn't want to be that person that spoils.
John Ronald in the chat points at self first member. Yeah. So, which chapters did you watch to catch up?
We watched 10 and 11.
Okay, so that was them starting to hijack the plane and then them now having to run away from a mech.
Yeah, okay. And then I watched last night what happened with said mech and all the fan service that ensued.
Yeah, you gotta love that fan service.
Oh my gosh, I was dying. And I was spoiled too. Like I was saying to you off stream, and I'll say it again for people watching, I was spoiled for what was supposed to happen in that episode. Like I knew Blake and Yang were gonna hold hands. I was like, oh my god, Bumblebee lives! And I'm like, okay. And I was really butthurt, but also kind of excited. But I had no idea about the other stuff, like Adam's eyes.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was.
Okay, that ruined a few of my theories. But
oh yeah, were you on the Silver Eyes bus?
I think that was just Sunny. Okay. I just thought it was a really good theory.
What was your theory?
I thought he was on oh my gosh, I totally forgot her name, but I know her handle starts with a C.
Cal,
yeah. Her theory, I was really on her theory because the idea of Adam being a mech or and a robot.
Oh really? Wait, Cal's never said anything about this theory to me.
Was it Cal?
It might be Cal. She comes up with some crazy theories sometimes, but...
So one of the theories that I saw that she posted, a while ago, was that Adam is a robot like Penny, and that's why he has the eyes covered, and, the way his responses are very robotic. And so the eyes were to hide the fact that he was a robot, and so, there was, a theory... The theory was, Atlas, General Ironwood, created Adam to kind of spark the...
tensions between Faunus
and
humans.
And he's see, we do need to stop them, that here's my robots, and that was my I jumped on that theory hardcore.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
With how robotic he can act sometimes, especially in the Adam trailer when he's like, I love you, Blake. It was I was yeah, I could see him being a robot from that.
right.
But yeah, no, but he did have the Schnee Dust Company logo.
See,
and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Wait, was it the Schnee Dust Company? Because I was like, what is the? Because it was SHE, and I didn't even put
I think it was
the
SDC.
two together. See, I didn't even think about it when me and Christy were watching it. I didn't even think about Schnee Dust Company.
So, I totally missed it my first watch too. I just took it as, oh my gosh, he was in some sort of Faunus trafficking thing, and they branded him.
Yeah, I knew it was a brand, but I was like, what does the symbols mean? And you say that right now, I'm like, that makes fucking sense. Hi, Liam!
Yeah, I saw Liam in the chat. Whoa.
I love Liam.
Yeah. And then I noticed Quay is saying Bumblebee didn't live. Rip, she went out with a bang. So yeah, because this was like one of the weeks where I totally forgot her motorcycle was named the Bumblebee for a second.
Oh no, I did not forget.
Yeah. So I'm like, for all the people who forgot, the thumbnail's a bit of clickbait. Like, rip Bumblebee, and some people are like, the ship is dead? What? No, they held hands. What are you talking about? Oh, the motorcycle.
Yeah, no, because as soon as like it freaking hit Adam, I was like, that is such symbolism. Bumblebee, the motorcycle, tearing apart Adam. That's perfect symbolism, perfect, and it was great. I loved it. I screamed so loud. I think that was like one of the few episodes, because I haven't done that in like a hot minute. So, probably not since like season 3 or 4, maybe a few episodes of season 4, where I was like on my hands and knees, like standing screaming.
Oh yeah, like I just love like the stakes that we have right now, especially with like them fighting Adam. I think that's where I feel like there's the biggest threat. I don't know why, but Cordovan, or the lady in the robot, like, I don't know why I don't feel threatened by her. She doesn't act serious enough for me to be like, yeah, that's a threat.
Yeah.
Let's see. Liam was saying, I had a feeling it was a human branding, given his people have hurt me in all sorts of ways. Yeah, I love how like the scar tells a story for Adam. Like, his motivations are more concrete. It also shows that, oh, there is still some like really terrible faunus discrimination going on. So it's nice to like have so much come from like a small little reveal.
Absolutely. No, I love villains who have motive. I hate like villains that are like just to be like, oh, we're the bad guys, and like, oh, we need a villain. But I really love what Rooster Teeth did with their villains. Like, the villains have a motive. Like, there's a reason why they're acting like this. They're not acting like this because it's fun or because the villains or the heroes need a villain, but because, and if it's the Schnee Dust Company, of course he's gonna hate everybody and like want to rebel against his army.
Yeah, and also why they specifically target the Schnee Dust Company trains so much. It's like, oh yeah, I could see why he does that and like wants to screw over his oppressors and all that.
Yeah.
John Ronald said, well, Tyrion looks like he's having fun.
I'm ready for Tyrion to pop up in the season finale or like the next episode. I feel like the season's gonna end with them finally getting to Atlas, or just about to get to Atlas, and Tyrion and what's his face, not the doctor, but the guy that was supposed to go with them. There's Watts, yeah, they were supposed to go after Team RWBY right now, and so I feel like that's where we're gonna end. Like, they've been sprinkling like fan service, like, oh, you don't remember that Tyrion and Watts are after them right now. They're gonna pop up at the end.
Well, you know who I totally forgot until like last night thinking stuff over? Cinder and Neo. I totally like for some reason, like, they just haven't been in the volume as much as I had expected. And the possibility of them having to show up either tomorrow or in the finale just went whoosh over my head.
Yeah, I even forgot about Cinder and Neo too. So like, because I know they're working on something to go after. Oh, what if it's like a 3-way brawl?
Dude, I'm afraid it's gonna get like super complicated really quick if Tyrion and Watts also show up, and then there's also Cinder and Neo. And then we have Caroline Cordovan, the lady in the mech. Yeah. So it's like we got all of that plus Adam going on all at the same time. I'm like, this is a lot on the plate. Like, don't make a repeat of what Volume 5 had at the end, where so much is going on that it's too sloppy, you know? So this volume's just been so good that I'm like, please don't fail me now. Don't fail me now.
Oh yeah, I feel like, because like I'm not too worried about them like failing me, because I've already grown so much even from like volumes 4 and 5. So I like that this whole volume has gone so far. I'm at least content. Like, the finale won't kill this volume, because there's so many other great moments in volume 6.
Yeah, and I agree with that. It's definitely like in the top 2 for me.
Oh,
I want to say.
yeah.
Like, I just love how like Ruby Rose feels like the main character again, and
Yes, me too.
and that she's showing maturity and like leadership. And she's like, I'm like, they put so much effort into like making her character better. So I'm
Yes, and
super
like I love seeing that darker side of her and the frustrated side of her, because we know Ruby as this like bubbly personality, and like heck, she just had like 2 friends die. Like she should be acting a little bit more like angsty, and so I'm glad we're getting a little bit more angsty. She's not like going full on like dark side, but like she has other emotions aside from being like the happy-go-lucky Ruby.
Yeah, and I just want to point out Stoic the Dragon Eater's comment in the chat. He said, "Summer Rose will be in chapter 13 end credits," and I'm just having like volume 2 end credits flashbacks to like Mom, and it's Raven sitting there at the fountain, and we like had nothing. And how that like was never ever mentioned again.
Right.
Yeah. Oh man, and Hunt SD saying, "Hey, look, Ruby is actually the main character this time around. Only took 6 volumes. Better late than never." Wow, the sarcasm in that.
Jeez.
Yeah, but I agree with you on like Ruby having to like process her friend's deaths and get through the mourning, and although I'm having a really weird experience in my life right now, where it's like I can actually almost excuse like what happened with Ruby in the past 2 volumes on like not bringing it up as much and like not like caving as we would expect, because this is kind of to explain why my channel's been inactive, and I told you a little bit when it happened, but my father figure of like almost 10 years, in a couple of weeks it would have been 10 years of knowing this guy, and he was amazing, and he like started my manga addiction, like bought me some of my first volumes of Bleach and Naruto, and he has helped develop me as a person, and he died 2 days before Christmas, and
oh shit,
it oddly enough hasn't hit me as hard as I would have expected, because in November when he first went into hospital and there were some like really scary updates that we got on his health, I was thinking like, if he dies, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like if he dies, I feel like my whole life is gonna fall apart, and here I am being like, I feel strangely a lot better than I expected to be feeling, and could kind of see how Ruby is too, but it's just weird to me. Sorry, your audio cut out.
No, sorry. Is it better?
Yeah, it's better.
I could kind of understand though, because like it's hard to put into words, but like I get it. Yeah. I don't know how to put it into words, but I understand.
Yeah, it is really hard to put into words, and later that weekend, so we still had VYTALCast that Friday, because that was something I had scheduled like a month ahead of time with my friends, and it was like, I'm not gonna cancel it after like a month of like trying to hype it up and like get everyone involved, you know, it's scheduled and all that. And then that weekend chapter 9 came out, and it was just so weird to like sit down, be like, all right, been a really rough week, gonna watch RWBY, and I had to explain to the camera, and you guys will see when I have this video finally edited and uploaded, and I'm terrified to edit it because of this, but I just break down on camera before I even hit play on the episode, and I'm just talking about like how this important person in my life has passed, and like how I feel bad, and I feel a bit of guilt because of some of the circumstances that this happened, and then Pyrrha happens. And I wasn't crying over Pyrrha, I was more crying over him, but Pyrrha's mom, what she said to Jean, was almost exactly what I needed to hear at that moment.
Aww, it's kind of perfect.
It was, and it was just like, dang, this is like the biggest coincidence of my life. And like Miles and Carrie, like whoever wrote the specific dialogue and wrote out and directed that scene, like bless your heart, because I felt like that just made things a whole lot easier on me to do. And just I don't know, I've been having to spend a lot of the last month just trying to be like the rock for my family, and like
Yeah.
If I fall apart, they'll fall apart, and just like I have to keep pushing people to like, hey, we still got stuff to do. Let's do it. You know, it was yeah, it was it was nuts, but just like a huge props to RWBY, everyone that worked on that scene.
Oh, absolutely. RWBY has been doing an amazing job with this season, and it shows. And like for all of us to like, because I feel like everyone kind of touched with the previous scene, in their own ways too, and like dealing with loss and all that stuff. So like the fact that RWBY like was able to like connect with the audience in that way, like huge props to them.
Yeah, and it's just so weird, like, you know, having that, how that week turned out, because there was a lot of stuff that came out from him dying that was like, just we had some family friends like backstab us like the minute he died, and we're like, the heck, we've known you guys for years, what's going on? So it's like, I don't know, I just had so much to deal with, and then like this episode came out, I'm like, this is, I don't know, it felt meta for a bit. I don't know, it's weird. And you know, this guy, for those who don't know, he actually helped me come up with the name Portal 64 when I made the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So I had a whole list of like different names of like what I wanted to name the channel, and kind of like ran the list by him, being like, what's a good name? And Portal 64 was like the one that really stuck out. And for years since, he's been like, you know, I think Portal 64 is like your mission, your brand in life. Like,
aww.
And I've had some other ideas, and he's like, I think Portal 64 is like the name that you need to go with for that. And I'm like, okay. Like,
yeah.
It's been weird. And then like he also went with me to my first RTX as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because I didn't have really any friends to go with, and I had a few online friends that I made through the Rooster Teeth site that were going, but I didn't know them well enough to like want to like be like, hey, can I like tag along with you for the whole weekend to the con, or didn't know them well enough to feel comfortable to share a hotel room with them. So he was he was who I shared a hotel room with, and like got me from the hotel to RTX, because we were like across town in a little dinky place, but it was fun. And he was
kind of like how I was this year anyway.
Yeah really, because you were actually very close to where the hotel was that I stayed in for my first RTX. So you were on like the other side of the highway, right?
Yeah, so we had to drive like 20 minutes every morning, early in the morning, because I did not want to wait. It was even like the wait wasn't that bad. I know there's like a lot of like everyone like freaking out, like, oh, waiting outside, bags checked outside, like etc. etc. I'm like, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, and that's about the same distance as well. And so I don't know, RTX was like, that RTX was a very different experience for me, because it was my first first RTX, first like out of state convention. But I used to be like the biggest introvert, and like I just felt uncomfortable with people. I used to like never allow hugs.
Oh really?
Yeah, Alan, like he was one of the people to help me break that part of the shell. But when I went to RTX, and like after the first day or so, I was very much more proactive on like interacting with people and doing stuff. And you know, he was like, you know, David, I think you found your people. I think you found like your home, so to say.
Aww.
And it's interesting. It's just so weird to like think about past events that, or key events in my life that he was there for. and just like going, oh well, he's gone now. So I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like I should feel a lot worse now about him being gone than I do. So looking back at RWBY and how she's been portrayed since, I could understand a lot more now. But it's such a weird thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I did see Stoic Dragon Eater. He said, I've always assumed the channel name was because of Nintendo 64. Yes. I came up with a bunch of names, and they all had their own different inspirations and all that. Portal 64 was on those, in that list, and he pointed out Portal 64 on the list and said, that one.
And what was Portal? So Nintendo 64, where did the Portal part come from?
The Portal part came from like, oh, you know, this was going to be like a gaming and fandom channel, so, you know, it was like, oh, you know, portals are like gateways to different worlds. So like if you play a game, you're kind of like entering a different world, or if you're watching RWBY, you're entering the world of Remnant and stuff like that. So
gotcha. Okay.
So that was kind of the idea, and
that's really cool.
Yeah, and. Gamer Nicholas, I'm talking about someone who's been like a father to me for the last 10 years, so I don't want to. He never liked having a presence online, so I'm trying to respect that even in
Absolutely.
death. So yeah, but yeah, no, I'm doing surprisingly extremely well, and I plan on like hitting the books this next week on like trying to get stuff up and running again. Anyway.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm excited for the return.
Yeah. Anyway, enough about personal life and all of that, but just wanted to say, like, hey, RWBY hit my personal life pretty hard in the last month,
absolutely.
And I wanted the world to know that RWBY's a great show, in case you guys didn't know after 67 episodes of a podcast.
That RWBY's amazing.
Yeah. So, out of the last 2 chapters, what's been, like, the biggest thing to stand out to you?
I think the biggest thing to like stand out to me is because I'm scared Crow is gonna go dark side on us, because like everyone's like, I know a lot of people are like upset that Crow's not as on board with like still going to Atlas and protecting Ozpin, but I'm like, you guys have to remember Crow has been by Ozpin's side the longest, longer than all of RWBY and all of Juniper and all of them. Like he was their age when he started following Ozpin.
Yeah.
And so to find out all of this stuff, like why Crow is like really upset, and so like now like I'm thinking that Crow's gonna go dark side and he's gonna join Salem.
I don't think he'd necessarily join them. I don't know. Because one, he'd be betraying his own nieces, and I don't think he'd be able to do that. I am worried about his state of mind, because he's not only just had his whole world shattered with, you know, finding out Ozpin was kind of leading him into a pointless war, or a war without a victory in sight, and then also now he's just like, everything's going downhill because of me, it's my quirk, like I'm the reason why things aren't going right, and it's like, Crow, someone take that flask from him. It's not doing him too well.
No, yeah, I can either see him joining Salem, or Salem like manipulating him, or like him going to Raven again. Those are the ones like, you don't know Ozpin, like you shouldn't trust Ozpin. Ozpin betrayed us, and like now like I can see him kind of going to Raven being like, hey, you were right.
You know, that's bringing up Raven, now that I'm thinking about it, she had another after credit scene that hasn't been addressed yet.
Wait,
at the end of Volume 5. It showed her watching on Tai, which we all assumed, you know, she's trying to reconnect with him and like maybe start on her path of trying to make things right. She hasn't been in Volume 6 at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Part of that makes me wonder if she's gonna make a portal and jump in with Tai, you know, to like come to the rescue and maybe snap Crow out of it. I don't know.
She might be following Cinder, because she was the one that like she thought she killed Cinder.
True. But if she thought she killed Cinder, I don't see why she would be following Cinder. You know? Because it's like, how would she know she's alive if she thought she killed her? Huntus D says, she's like Winter. There's no proof that the character exists anymore. Wow, Hunt. Yeah. Also, Game & Skits, he's asking, when are you going to do a gaming live stream? I did one just earlier this week for charity. You could check out the archive, and then I'll see when I have time for a gaming stream.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, Stoic, no.
What?
His comment says, I have a feeling Raven's got another bun in the oven. It's like, no.
How?
No. Yeah.
How?
You know, after the first kid, I'm pretty sure she's not going to go through that again.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Also,
like, who knows? Like, Raven, I can see Kirby
he
pulling
joking,
out Raven.
Sorry,
yeah,
what?
I can see Kirby putting in Raven at the end as like a shocking finale, like another person blessed from the past to come join the fight or something.
Yeah, Inspector Hussein, a surprise save the day.
Mm-hmm.
But Inspector Who, building off that joke with Stoic, was saying Ty is a total booty call. And it's just like, yeah, so I would like to see Raven. Like, I need answers from like what's going on with her. But again, I see there's so much on the plate for the next 2 episodes already that I'm like, I don't know if I want this addressed quite yet.
Yeah.
So, let's see. I'm trying to read the chat. She said,
oh, also, I've been meaning to ask you, have you heard anything about a possible VYTALcast for RTX again this year?
Okay, not entirely yet, other than the news that I got at RTX. Which you remember me saying that.
Yep.
I did tweet at Jackie, and I was like, hey, any idea when the applications for community panels are going to open up if we're doing community panels again this year? As she said, in a couple of weeks, they're going to go open. They're just waiting for like a few things to get done. So I'm like, awesome. Also, please remember me from last year. So, like, yeah, Jackie has a lot on her plate. She's doing RWBY Rewind as well, which is doing very well. And but I also have like a bittersweet taste about RWBY Rewind, because it's like what I wanted to do with VYTALcast and try to get it incorporated into Rooster Teeth. And I'm like, RWBY Rewind is VYTALcast. They don't need VYTALcast. So we're the homebrew fan funded edition.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You know, I'm excited for RTX this year, and this time we're going by plane because that 18-hour drive kicked my butt.
Dude,
I don't want to do it again.
Yeah, no, I was surprised you guys did it in the first place. I'm like, why would you guys do that to yourself? Oh no.
I don't know. It was cheaper than 2 plane tickets. Like, the gas...
I find that so hard to believe and surprising.
Like, it cost the amount of 1 plane ticket. Gas.
Man, that's... Well, I guess with, like, multiple people, that makes sense. If it was just one person, it's like, if you're just one person, just fly, you know?
Yeah, no, this time we're flying. Like, we're never doing that again. Please don't make me do that again. And then we actually booked our hotel at the not the Hilton, the one that's right next to the convention center. Hyatt.
Is the Hyatt? Is that the one I was in? No.
Yeah, the one that has like the ballrooms.
The bridge that connects it to the building. The bridge that wasn't open because of security. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could leave RTX through that bridge, but you can't enter RTX this year.
That makes sense.
I think that's like the one thing I hope they change this RTX. Although I don't even know where that bridge is in either of the buildings. So I probably would just be crossing the street anyways, but
Yeah. No, I'm so excited. I'm butthurt too because it's the same weekend as Anime Expo, and I didn't go to Anime Expo last year, so I was like, oh, let's go to Anime Expo this year, and then it's the same weekend. I'm like, mother.
I'm feeling such disappointment right now.
Why?
Because I didn't know, and I was like, oh, I guess that's another convention I can't go to because I already committed to a different convention on the same weekend. I'm like, plus my crush, she's planning on going to Anime Expo, so I'm like, well, there goes any hopes of maybe her going to RTX. Yeah. So I'm like, never mind.
One out versus Anime Expo because my husband would not have fun at Anime Expo. He would only go because I'm going and he doesn't want me to go by myself, but I totally would go by myself. But he knows, like, maybe you should not, I'll go with you. I ended up dragging him to a K-pop concert because I was like, oh, I'll go by myself, I want to go. He's like, no, there's crazy people in LA. And so he went with me, and that's kind of the same thing that would have happened with Anime Expo had it not been the same year. But like, yeah, RTX won because it's something we can both enjoy.
Yeah. Also, chat, who already bought their RTX tickets, or are you going to, or are you going to Anime Expo?
Just Anime Expo versus RTX.
Yeah. Games and Skits is saying, Portal, I challenge you to a wrestling match for your channel. No thanks, but also I've taken 10 plus years of martial arts, so it's like I feel like my chances are okay, but also no. So Hannah Ray says, never been to RTX, maybe you should change that this year.
Yeah, you should come.
Hunt SD, he said he wished he could go, so sorry. Maybe Hunt, maybe if you contact Arnold, he could start a GoFundMe for you, and in 2 hours you'll have enough money for RTX. Because did you hear about what he did for oh no, I'm blanking on the name. I'm looking him up now.
Okay.
His actual name is Cole. I'm forgetting his YouTube channel name. Eruption Fang.
Oh, okay.
So he has never been to RTX, and Arnold did a really nice thing and made a GoFundMe with a video saying like, hey, this is to like support someone who's been in the RWBY YouTube community for a long time, just as long as Arnold, and I came like shortly after them, like a year after, into the RWBY part of the YouTube community, and he's like, you know, I think he deserves some recognition, and like, let's help raise some money. And they raised like $2,000 in like a couple of hours. It was
that's crazy,
insane. And so I just looked at my Twitter notifications, and Windstrike is saying, I'm going to RTX, even if it's just Saturday. Oh, are they only going to Saturday? Oh man. Well, still, it's gonna be fun for that just one day.
Oh yeah, one day at RTX will still be fun.
Yeah. Oh man, like I'm still sort of living off of the high of last year's RTX.
Me too, honestly. I still keep in touch with some of the people that I like met, and like even like other like not even like YouTubers, like also like that day of the panel was crazy. Like meeting all of the other like RWBY like reactors it was kind of like awe-inspiring because like because I don't really see myself as a RWBY tuber, only because like I react to that's like not like the base of my channel, whereas everyone else that I met, they're like that was like they were recognized for, and so it was just crazy. Like I felt like I was looking at a bunch of celebrities. I'm like, oh my god. And I didn't know how to act. I was so shy. I didn't know how to react.
You weren't shy.
I mean, in front of them, yes.
I think you did fine from what I saw of you. So
Aww.
Yeah, and also you were a great cameraman. I had another friend try to be my cameraman at a small con last year, and oh boy, it was a night and day difference between you as cameraman and them. I was like, well,
if you need a cameraman, I'm your girl. You can't like RTX if you need anything. Like if you don't want me, like if VYTALCast happens again in the community panel and you want to like reach out, if you want me on the panel, awesome, dude, totally sure. But if you want me to help you with like streaming it onto your channel.
Dude,
like I can definitely
need help. I'm just trying to like I have maybe like 80 or 90% of the team assembled. I have to like redouble check on like who's available or not. And oh man, it like I'm excited for some of the people I got. Jake Retake is gonna be on the panel.
Yes!
Do you know him?
We just became mutuals on Twitter like 2 days ago.
Dude, Jake Retake, amazing guy. Him and Semblance of Sanity. I'm like, dude, I want to be best friends with you, even if we weren't doing YouTube. Like, it was great. Hannah Ray is saying, "Team assemble." Yeah. John Ronald saying his cons are all later the year, Delta H Con and OniCon. I think I heard of OniCon, but I haven't heard of Delta H.
I think that's more inland. I don't remember.
Yeah. Some people are saying they want to go to RTX, but they can't yet. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard of Jake Retake, because I've heard like because when I would play Dungeons and Dragons with a couple other reactors, it's part of my plug, but
watch your channel.
Watch Reactors and Realms here. Anyway, when the name would pop up because we play D&D on Saturday mornings, and so it's after the RWBY episode comes out. So the first thing we do when we all like log on, we're like, "Dude, RWBY is great!" Like that was like most of the conversation, like right before we start the actual session. And so like his name has popped up, like, "Oh yeah, have you seen Jake's like reaction, or have you seen what Jake said?" I'm like, "Jake Retake. Sounds very familiar." And then like a few days ago, he like followed me on Twitter. I'm like, "Oh, this guy," because they would say his name, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I'd never really like.
Yeah.
Then he followed me, and I was like, "Oh, follow back." I'm like, "What's his Twitter?" And I'm like, "Oh, this is his YouTube." Oh, and I've been watching a few of his reactions, so I'm like, "Oh, okay, so this is Jake."
Yeah, he's a very fun guy.
Oh yeah, he seems nice.
Yeah. Let's see. There's like. Again, I'm not gonna wrestle for the channel. Like, I'm not Logan Paul or whichever Paul did that. You don't be a Paul. Gamer Necklace said, "I met some people at cons. Met 2 nice cosplayers that I follow on Instagram. There is Zach Gambit and
Hold on.
Strength." Okay. Do you have a? So, I think I actually follow Zach Gambit on Instagram, Gamer Nicholas. So it's funny that you mention him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, do you know Zach Gambit on Instagram? Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, RTX. If you need help like streaming or anything, or like camera work or anything, because like
I will definitely want you in the vlog and stuff like that. I'm still. One thing that it kind of hit me today is I probably need another girl for a panelist, just because the ratio I noticed is a lot male. I'm like, wait a second. I'm like thinking back to like last year. I'm like, I had it even on the boy-girl ratio. Well, Semblance of Sanity, I think, pushed it like there was one extra guy than there were girls, but
yeah.
I'm like, wait a second. I did something severely wrong this time. So
can you please message me who you're thinking about being on it? Because I'm just honestly curious.
Oh yeah. Gosh. That is the question. I don't know a whole lot of girl reactors, which is funny because a lot of people tell me there's more girl reactors than guy reactors or something.
But like girl RWBY reactors are not. There's not a lot because like the RWBY React like community is more so guys, because like you have to also think like Rooster Teeth started as like this whole gaming channel. It's more common for boys to game than girls to game. Like,
well, just like Red versus Blue, what I felt like was a bit more appealing. It was more appealing for like dude bros to come out of their forest. Like. That's not like a thing I'm trying to say to insult the Rooster Teeth community or anything.
Oh, absolutely, no, yeah.
Like, cause
it's just
honestly,
it's the demographics.
Yeah, but there's surprisingly like a lot of girl fans. It's just when it comes to girl fans who also do YouTube, is it as much? You know what? Maybe I should try messaging Allison, because I haven't talked to her in years.
Allison
she
sounds familiar.
It was like what is it? Alcatraz something was her YouTube channel.
I know exactly who she is.
Yeah, no, she's a
think
Carolina cosplayer and stuff. What?
Is she a RWBY reactor or no?
She did used to react to RWBY at least. She also reacted to Red vs. Blue. She has a Cinder cosplay and a Carolina cosplay. She threw her helmet during season 13 of Red vs. Blue in a video.
That's funny.
And that was like the thing she became known for, as the Carolina cosplayer who chucked her helmet when something happened in Red vs. Blue.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, Azkabanish. Thank you, Inspector Who. Maybe I will try to talk to her about it. Yeah. Game and Skis is saying, expect a surprise out of nowhere. Okay. Well, okay. Inspector Who is saying she caught up in RWBY. Man, I need to... Hold on. I just need to check her channel.
Same, because now I'm curious. But yeah, so I think if this is the same Allison, I think she's joining Geek House's other campaign that he's going to run.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. I have more subscribers than her now? What are people doing with their lives? Yeah, she is caught up on RWBY, but she hasn't been doing RWBY reaction videos. So, like her newest video is 2 months ago. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking up her YouTube channel because I'm just nosy.
Yeah. Great person. Yeah, I'll have to see how she's doing, because she is going to be going to RTX. And also, I think she lives in Texas now. Like, she just recently moved. So, actually, maybe we should try to get her to be guest before Volume 6 ends, if guys want to tweet out at her.
Yeah.
Wait, Noble Wolf is fine? Hold on. Okay, people are starting to recommend YouTube channels, so let me see.
I love when people do that. I honestly do.
Hey, guys, just say, like, on the Discord, feel free to, like, recommend YouTubers to be guests on, VYTALCast, because I am always looking for new people. That's actually how I got recommended to you, Bree, was people saying Fandom Reactions, yeah. And then you were the person at a Fandom Reactions who was like, I'll do it, and I'm like, cool, and then here we are. Noble.
Oh, dang!
Why?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I know this guy. I've seen him in the mashup things.
Yeah, I think that's where I've seen him too.
Yeah. Okay, I should probably just, like, make a folder right now. It'd just be like a list. Right people. But it was funny because I was like, hey guys, what are some female YouTubers? And then, like, he's a guy. But also, what I loved is when you type in Noble Wolf, right underneath Noble Wolf is Noble Wolf's laugh. And I'm like,
that's funny.
There's something about his laugh, isn't there? Okay, Noble Wolf.
How am I not subscribed to Shinoob?
Who?
Oh, Shinoob?
Shinoob.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, dude, okay. So, funny thing, she blocked me on Twitter. So, it's hard to request someone to get onto your podcast when they have blocked you. It's like, how to communicate.
Oh, God.
Also, what she blocked me over was, like, really stupid. So, it was with a conversation with Lorelai. And Lorelai was talking about Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
And said it was her favorite movie. And I was like, oh, I still need to see that, but I'm a big fan of Tim Burton. Shinoob comes in. I hated that movie, and Tim Burton is disgrace to cinema. And someone, who studies in film production and video production and have been in the community a bit, I'm like, that is not something people say and, like, take lightly. I'm like, hey, maybe, like, it's okay to, like, say you don't like it in discussion, but maybe tone it down. Maybe tone it down a bit. And she immediately was like, you snowflake creating a mountain out of a molehill. I'm like,
whoa.
And then next thing I knew, I was blocked. I'm like, awesome. So,
whoa.
Yeah. I would still be happy to have her on VYTALCast, but communication would be hard.
Mm-hmm.
Hannah Ray saying cock blocked. Let's see.
I feel like I scare Cal because I feel like Cal probably thinks I'm like a stalker. Maybe should because I know we met at RTX. I don't
Yeah.
know. Okay, so because we met at RTX and then he like I got her Twitter and stuff because she like posted like the group pic from the not the podcast, the panel. And so I feel like I'm like I don't think she remembers who I am.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I could try to remind her because I talk to her on a pretty daily basis.
Yeah, because I like
Yeah.
all of her stuff, and like I remember like one post that she did where she's like, one's like ages, but like wow, you guys don't even look like your ages or whatever. Like these Ruby reactors like don't even match the age range, and I'm like, cause isn't she like 17 or something?
No, she's like 19.
Yeah, and I thought she was much older
No,
than that.
she's an adult. She's an adult. She's a small adult, but she's still an adult.
Yeah, cause like I thought she was my age.
Okay, so people have also recommended Fall of Meerkat, and they said she's from Europe, so that's gonna be a little hard to get her on the panel, but I would love to have her as a guest sometime. Yeah. Let's see. I just want to see like whose people's recommendations is. She Noob also does her own podcast. I know about the Boopcast. I remember it was originally her and Larissa from Nerds of Oz, and then Larissa broke off and made her own, and then they'll guest in each other's. So. Oh yeah. Also Bree. It was also Cal's first RTX, as Inspector Who points out, but it was also yours too. She's from Canada, so.
Oh, I remember someone saying that. Yeah,
it was kind of a big deal for her.
That is so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember her talking about stuff. Smash is asking, murder of birds win? Well, technically, if he had kept his word, he would have been on twice by now, but... Because after the panel, he was like, dude, I'll have him on, I'll be on the Friday after RTX. And then, like, that VYTALCast was coming up. He's like, hey, there was a miscommunication about that. I'm like, are you sure about that? Because I showed you the calendar date, and you said okay. And then he said, the Friday before the Volume 6 premiere, and that didn't happen. I would love to have him on. It's just hard when he's so busy.
Oh, yeah, no, like, he has a lot going on right now. So I was like, I don't really blame him. Like, I can see how like the miscommunication stuff, like, or like a bunch of like he has a bunch of projects going on too, and like I'm proud of him too. So I'm just yeah.
Also, people, I was not trying to drag him. I was not trying to. I was just saying like, hey, with people as busy as him, it's hard. And, yeah. Also, people are recommending Hell's Mirror. And she's a German girl.
She's amazing. Okay, that's another. So like, I watch her. She's great.
Okay, she only has 140 subscribers, so I'll be happy to like feature her since she's still a small bean, or smaller than I am bean, so she could benefit a bit from, you know, being showcased on someone else's channel.
Yeah, because I think Joey was the one that like kind of Geek House. He was the one that was like
Oh, Geek House. He was another person people recommended.
yeah, that's Joey. So whenever I say Joey, I mean Geek House.
Yeah.
Hell's Mirror is like, oh yeah, she's like just getting started or whatever. She reacts to RWBY. I'm like, okay, and I watch her reactions. I'm like, dang, she's awesome. So I subscribed to her a little while ago. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Or Volume 6.
Yeah. John Ronald just recommended Geek House as well.
Yeah, Geek House is Joey and Avalon, the husband-wife duo. Yeah. Avalon is my wife too, though.
Dude, okay, so Stoic the Dragon Eater is just naming out like my dream guests for VYTALCast. He said Miles and Carrie. I'm pretty sure one of the Williams would love to. You know, maybe Casey would be easy to do. Easy as in like she's like her schedule's somewhat free. I mean, she's in college, so I could also see her being like, I'm busy. But yeah. Miles and Carrie, I would love to have on VYTALCast. Maybe they're secret panel guests. No.
Oh, that'd be funny.
That would be funny. If they came in their like disguises. Do you know about their disguises at RTX?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so at RTX, I don't know if they did it last year, but a lot of times, Miles and Carrie and some people would dress up in costumes that you can't recognize them in, just so they could walk around the main floor and not get recognized.
That's funny.
And it's not until like later in the day they make a post on Twitter, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, that was them!" So, it would be funny to see them do that at the panel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try to get Casey. Oh, what's her name? Manglu. Her Instagram is Labanak, but Labanak is her sister. She's the RWBY Borderlands cosplayer from RTX.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember her name, but she's someone I talked to at RTX. I'm like, hey, would you like to guess? And she said yes, and then I never followed through on that. So I should probably
Mongaloo.
Mongaloo. Thank you. Miles can work some heels. Yeah. That he can. And then he'll die running on the treadmill doing it. Oh man, they need to come out with the 13 Little Roosters.
Oh yeah, that was such a good series. Like it really, really was.
It is, and it's like, where's my third season? Anyway, back to RWBY a bit, I guess. Actually, let's keep talking about the RWBY community, because I miss the community.
Yeah.
There's been some weird theories going around, or like some people having theories that Pyrrha's mom was actually Pyrrha herself.
Like the voice actress, or?
Well, it was the same voice actress, which I think is what got people onto this theory.
Yeah, yeah.
But they thought the character who was talking to Jean was Pyrrha herself. Have you not heard this theory?
No.
Oh my gosh. So
they think it was Pyrrha herself because of how she vanished, like, super quickly?
Yeah, which I think that was more of just for dramatic effect. But
yeah.
And some people were like, well, maybe it was her spirit talking to him. I'm like, but the flowers are still there. And they're like, also like her comment where Jean said, I wish she was still standing here. And she's like, she is. But, you know, she's referencing the statue and like how she lives.
And like also like in your heart or whatever.
Yeah. And so people were like, see, that's her revealing herself as Pyrrha. I'm like,
oh.
I'm pretty sure she wouldn't like talk about herself in the third person if that was her. Yeah, but it was just funny to see how many people were like, that was Pyrrha. I'm like, but why wouldn't she look like Pyrrha if that was Pyrrha?
Yeah, I get that too.
Yeah. Or some people said it was Pyrrha from the future. I'm like, but how is Pyrrha from the future if she's dead? I'm like, guys, I love you, and I want Pyrrha back just as much as the next guy, but come on. This ain't it, Chief. So, yeah. Oh, sorry, Hannah Ray. Although, if you ever Googled Pyrrha, Google would have spoiled you real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Inspector Who says, some fans can latch onto strange things and hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of them, but I'm learning to accept and let go. At this point. After Volume 5 ended, I'm like, Pyrrha's not coming back. No, yeah. Because I've talked about my Pyrrha theory with you, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's like, they would have brought that up by now if that was going to happen. Yeah. Hannah Ray saying, let it go in all caps. I will let it go. One day, but not today. Some still refuse to believe Silver Eyes are explicitly anti-Grimm. But that's been spelled out in the show, hasn't it?
Yeah.
The show literally spelled out it only affects Grimm.
Mm-hmm.
So why would...
But then, like, I know there was, like, some controversy, like, but it worked on Cinder. But, like, Cinder is kind of part Grimm.
She had a Grimm in her, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
so, like,
she had... Yeah. but it's like there were other humans like in the basement that, you know, I'm sure you can't really aim the silver eyes.
Yeah.
So it's like you would have hit Blake and Maria definitely with the silver eyes, and they would have been like toast, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Brandon Dodge just joined the
Hi
chat.
there.
Yeah, and also nameless 42 or 422 says Jen Brown confirmed in one of her Twitch videos that the red-haired lady was actually there and not a spirit. So thank you, Jen, for doing the Lord's work and smashing theories.
Another theory that was smashed, not last episode, but like episode 10, with the whole Adam theory, because I guess there was a theory going around that like that wasn't actually, like, it was PTSD, whereas that was actually Adam like following Blake and Yang.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even realize that was a thing. It went over my head. So I kind of thought it was like a little bit of both. I'm like, yeah. PTSD might have something to do with it, but I'm like, other instances, I'm like, he could have been following her. Like, that could have been Adam on the train. Well, and so I know there's like hard people thinking it was like, no, it's just PTSD. And then when he popped up, they're like, holy shit.
Yeah, so John Ronald, he's pointing out in the chat, he said train Adam equals real, farm Adam equals PTSD from Yang.
Yeah, see, like I felt like it was a little bit of both, because then that's how he beat them at Mistral.
Mm-hmm. And also Brandon, he's saying, sorry, I've been watching a bunch of RWBY podcasts that are all happening at the same time. It's okay, I understand, and I love those people too. And it was funny because I was talking to you right before we went live, that Semblance of Sanity went live on their stream, and I was like, they're going live at the same time as me. But yeah. Oh, and Yisa confirmed it. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, that's the other great thing about RWBY Rewind, is they can confirm things that I can't. I just have to try to be as rational as I possibly can with all the fanboy feels I have. So, yeah. Any other weird theories you've been seeing floating around in the community?
Really? That was like the one. That was the last one I saw. This was not. This is not a theory. Cyborg? I was hanging on to that one. I for sure thought that was it, because it made a lot of sense if they went that route. But then, like, still the Schnee Dust Company onto his face, like that. I want to know the story behind that.
Yeah, and I think we won't ever like get an explicit telling of what that was, other than like I don't know. I felt like a lot of the scar was self-explanatory, especially with some of the dialogue he said when he pulled off his pulled off the bandana. He wasn't wearing his mask. Where I don't know. I felt like there was enough that you could put the pieces together. But also, if we haven't,
I read one of the things. Cal is proposing Adam is Weiss's half-brother.
Is whose half-brother?
Weiss.
Is Weiss's half-brother. Oh man, it must be because they have the same eye color. And that's why.
Dude, okay. Now I'm like, see? Cal comes up with the best theories. Like, she's like,
no.
Like, that was...
Oh no, dude, my brain is like making stuff click on how that could be possible.
I know, because like the Schnee Dust Company, that's why he hates the Schnee Dust Company so much. That's why he keeps robbing.
Well, also, if you think about it, Weiss's mom is an alcoholic, and the marriage is not a happy marriage. What if she had an affair with Faunus, had Adam, and that's why Adam gets branded by Jacques, because it's like, we own you, you're ours. Like, it's kind of like an abusive thing, like, you're a bastard child, like, you know, we... Like, that could add a whole lot of stuff. Okay.
Amazing!
I'm like, Jacques never would. Wait a second. Who's an alcoholic wife in an unhappy marriage? Oh, no.
Dude, that'd be crazy. Oh, I'm jumping on board this ship.
Yeah, Montes D is saying Jacques. No, I'm going, it's the mom that had the affair, not Jacques.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh man, that That would be so insane.
Well, wouldn't Adam's semblances be glyphs?
Actually, I think they said the glyphs only goes through the females for the Schnee family.
Yeah.
And that's why Whitley doesn't have it.
That makes sense. So it's probably his father's quirk. Or not quirk.
Yeah.
Sorry,
he,
my hero.
He
My
get
hero
his quirk from his dad.
Yeah. His semblance, I mean.
Yeah, and also, apparently, the bandana he was wearing was one of Blake's ribbons.
Mm-hmm.
Did he fish it out of the ocean?
I don't...
You know.
Probably.
Oh, man. Keeping stuff from an ex is weird. Like, it's weird. Like, if it's, like, something like a hair ribbon, that's weird. If it was, like...
Yeah, that's too personal.
Yeah.
Isn't it the same ribbon that she used to hide her cat ears in?
It might have been them. Like, okay, so, like, you know how cartoon characters sometimes have, like, multiple of the same clothes?
Mm-hmm.
It might be like that. Like, it was one of the ribbons that
sense.
she used to do. Let's see. Brandon Dodge is saying, what if Adam was an experiment that the reason he absorbs damage specifically through his sword is because a part of his soul is inside of it? And also that his sword represents the rose from B&B. Oh, Beauty and the Beast. I was like, B&B. Oh, Beauty and the Beast. That's interesting.
That's interesting.
Because that is, like, one of the big mysteries is, like, why does his sword affect his quirk? Or, my guess is the material of the sword has some, like, his quirk has something to do with, like, interacting with a certain material, and the blade is made out of that material.
But you see that, like, how Weiss and her sword kind of do the same, like...
Yeah, she uses the dust inside the chambers of her sword.
To say that there's not dust inside his sword.
Wait, who said that?
I did.
Oh, I thought you said someone said there is no dust in his sword, so that...
No, I'm saying, like, who's to say that there isn't dust in his sword?
Well, I think that's why it's red, it is embodied with some sort of dust in it.
Mm-hmm.
But we know the red dust is, like, the fire dust, and we haven't seen him use fire, so it's like... Is it red for aesthetics? What's the answer?
I'm down for red for aesthetics.
Yeah, it's like, Mason, what does the red mean? I was kind of hoping to see the warthog off in the distance in the lamp's pocket dimension. Wait, are they talking about... Oh, like a red versus blue Easter egg? That'd be funny.
Because I know people think that red versus blue is in the same universe as RWBY because of, like, the moon.
Wait, I'm trying to figure out, like, how red versus blue would have reference to Broken Moon. Is there a Broken Moon in red versus blue? I'm looking that up. Broken Moon in red versus blue. I am seeing a red versus blue season 16 episode 11, which I haven't watched yet.
Oh, that may be it.
Yeah. You go to Google Images and you get Squat, because it's just a whole bunch of pictures of the actual moon.
It's a fandom hope that all RT shows are connected.
Oh, okay. I get that now.
Yeah.
I can understand why people would want that.
Mm-hmm.
Go watch season 16 then, because spoilers. I will when I feel like it, okay? I got shows to catch up on.
Me too. I just finished reacting to Young Justice Outsiders. Ooh. Finally. I only got to episode 5.
Is that a spin-off of Young Justice?
It's the no, it's not a spin-off, it's the season 3.
Oh, okay. I still need to watch season 2 of that as well.
Oh, it's so good. You'll love it. You'll love it.
I remember watching the first episode and seeing the Martian lady date the other character that's not Superboy, and I was like, I just rage quit. I just stopped watching. I was like,
fuck this.
Yeah, and it was at the time before it was on Netflix, so like, you know, shady methods, you know, so yeah.
No, I love it. It's basically it's basically the season 3. Like, I know there's like 10, like 7, 8 years like time gap, but I love Young Justice. I only got to episode 5, so I'm gonna watch 6 through I think 12 or 6 through 9.
Okay.
I think there's 9 episodes out right now because each week they do 3 episodes.
3 episodes a week?
Mm-hmm.
Dang, they're spoiling the fandom. Like,
we've been waiting.
I mean, Genlock's gonna spoil us with 2 episodes next Saturday, and I thought that was a big deal. Also, I think Genlock's gonna be 30-minute long episodes or close to.
Oh, really?
The reason why I think that is because Achievement Hunter posted the trailer on there, but for the first like 3 minutes, it's Jeff talking to the camera with Trevor, and he said, "Yeah, we watched the first like 59 minutes or so of Genlock." And he said it's the first 2 episodes. And I'm like, wait, that means the episodes were like 30 minutes each almost.
Yeah.
Dude, Genlock is gonna be crazy if the episodes are that long.
Oh yeah, I already know it's gonna be crazy with like the cast alone, but
dude,
like even
David
like
Tennant,
the trailer.
Dakota Fanning, Maisie Williams. I'm just like, this is my dream cast. This is my dream cast. What the heck?
Right.
Yeah.
People
Michael
from like
Jordan.
all different fandoms that I watch, and like they're all being in this one series, and I'm just like, yes, please.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry, I got confused by like John Ronald's comment. He said 45 minutes times 2 equals 90 minutes. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure Jeff said they watched 59 minutes in total. Yeah, he said 59 minutes in total from the first 2 episodes. So, dude, if the episodes were like 45 minutes each for an animation, that'd be unbelievable and insane. Like, I feel like, are the animators okay?
Right.
I'm like, are they okay? Are they
feeding them?
Yeah, is season 2 gonna come out in like 2025 or something? Like, how long is it gonna take? Yeah. Dude, Quay's like, how the heck did they get Michael B. Jordan? And it's like, dude, they have Michael B. Jordan, David Tennant, Dakota Fanning, Maisie Williams, like, these are all like A-list actors, and it's like, how did they get not just one of them, but like all of these people?
That's amazing. That says how much they've grown. Like,
yeah.
How Rooster Teeth like itself as a company has grown. It's so cool.
Yeah, and Huntes Diaz, he pointed out in the chat, he said Jeff liked it too, and that says a lot. Jeff does not like a lot of like animated shows or like anime, so for him to be like, yeah, I like this show and I believe in its stories, like I believe that it's gonna be something big, that's a huge compliment coming from him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Brandon Dodge is saying, isn't Genlock gonna be 8 episodes? I think it is gonna be 8 episodes, but still at like 25-ish, 30 mintes each, that's gonna be like
kind of balances out. Yeah.
I'm like, that's gonna be longer than volume 6. And Light Runner, for you don't know, there's a show called Genlock that's coming out next week by Rooster Teeth, the people that make RWBY, and they released a trailer too, and it's like amazing. So yeah.
I'm looking at the time. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to start getting ready.
Oh yeah, oof, yeah, I forgot you gotta go.
Sorry.
No, it's all right.
To Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I'm just like,
oh yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's another show that like I would get into, but there's just so many episodes at this point that I'm like, I don't know if I could do it. It's just like the episodes amount that are just too, I don't know, intimidating to like catch up. So, Monica Rial. I'm gonna have to look her up because that's an unfamiliar name. Do you know who Monica Rial is?
No, I do not.
Okay, time for Google to give me all the answers. Also, I had a raise saying, say hello to Nick Fury for me in S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay, let's see. She's from Dragon Ball, Kitty Grey, Dragon Ball, Okay, so a lot of these look like.
So she's
older.
like a well-known Dragon Ball actress or Dragon Ball voice actress. Who did she voice?
Dude, oh man, she voiced a character in Dragon Ball back in 1986. So it's like one of the OG Dragon Ball characters.
Oh yeah.
She was also in Mass Effect.
Now I'm looking.
Yeah, I'm looking through, and it's all this stuff that I have not seen yet. She's in Evangelion. Well, that was like one of the more recent movies. I wonder if she's in the original. She's in another? What?
She's Lyra in Full Metal Alchemist.
Wait, who in Full Metal?
Lyra, Dante.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Hold on. Who does she play in another? Oh, that's funny how it lists the cast, but it doesn't say who she plays when it lists her. Thanks, Google.
Oh, and she plays Mei Chang in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Oh, she plays Tsubaki in Soul Eater.
Oh, I haven't seen Soul Eater.
Oh, it's so good. You'll love it. Oh my gosh. Oh, and she plays Mira Jane in Fairy Tail. Okay, I'm so down.
Oh, Mira Jane, I know that character. Okay.
Yeah, she plays Mira Jane in Fairy Tail.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Holy hell. That is so cool.
I know they also got the voice actor for Spike from Cowboy Bebop in the Japanese dub on Genlock.
Mm-hmm.
Damian Mills voiced Lionheart.
Oh, she's in Assassination Classroom, dude. Okay, now
Wait.
I'm like 100% behind her.
Assassination Classroom? What?
Yeah, she plays Cade Kayano.
And they're saying she's in RWBY as well, but why did RWBY not pop up on her casting?
Holy hell! She plays Siu in My Hero Academia.
My Frog Girl? She
Yes!
plays My Frog Girl? Oh my gosh.
What?
Yeah.
What? She plays Mila.
Oh, she plays Sienna Khan. Oh, okay.
Dude, okay, now we're like 100% for this girl.
Yeah. Dude, Sienna Khan, I feel so bad about. She was so hyped up. Even the animators were like hyped and put all this detail into her character design. And she gets killed in the episode she's introduced.
She plays Mitty in Made in Abyss. No! Oh no, she's gonna make me cry.
Wait, okay. Apparently she's like the #1 female voice actress, and she holds the Guinness World Record for voicing a lot of characters. Holy crap! Never mind.
Holy hell!
So. Oh wait. No, I think we're talking about a different voice actress, Light Runner. He's listing off the girl who played Lizard Girl from RWBY. What's her name?
Yeah.
Ilya. She plays Ilya. Gosh, I know Ilya's name. It's just I panic forgot right there.
That's totally fine.
Yeah. So she plays yeah, that was Monica. Wait, no, that was not Monica Rial. Yeah, no, the voice actress that plays Makoto and Ilya and A2 is a different voice actress. Yeah, it's Cherami Ilya. Yeah. Cherami Lee. Brandon Dodge is saying, also that voice you hear in every Genlock trailer is Monica Rial. Oh, okay, so she's the angry lady being like, no, I can't bring you that soldier. That is too complicated. And then David Tennant somehow convinces her to go with it.
Okay. And Jeremy Lay voices Ilya.
Yeah.
Jeremy Lay does?
Yeah, you didn't know?
No.
Okay, so you want to know how I figured that all out?
How?
So, I play Persona 5 a lot.
Yes, of course. Of course, yes.
Makoto is my best girl from that game. And
yeah.
I had an oddly very strong emotional attachment to this character. And so when Ilya comes out, and I think it's the scene where she's yelling at Sun and Blake at the rally. And
yeah.
And Makoto yells a lot in her fighting. And she'll scream like, get out of my way! And like stuff like that. And when she yelled, I'm like, wait, is that Makoto? And I had to look up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Jeremy Lee, like the same voice actress. And then
that's amazing.
Yeah, I've been noticing her in a lot of stuff because she's also in uh oh no, anime. I had the voice in my. I mean the.
Lucy from Fairy Tail.
She was Lucy from Fairy Tail. I'm thinking Violet Evergarden.
Yes,
Gosh.
yes.
I was remembering
Such a good show.
Evergarden, but I couldn't remember Violet. I know the titles to these anime people or these anime characters. Even when there's just like that tiny amount of anxiety, your brain will just like forget. It's like you're on a test. You're gonna forget the answer. Yeah. Still saying Futaba wrong. Did I?
I do have to get going.
Yeah. Okay. We'll end VYTALCast here then.
Sorry, us like geeking out about anime or voice actors.
It's all good. It's all good. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching and being in the discussion. Also, thank you again, Bree, for being on.
Nice.
And guys, if you haven't subscribed to Fandom Reactions, what are you doing? Go subscribe to them.
You really don't have to, guys. It's please don't.
I'm trying to help you out here. What are you doing? No. All right. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.